Okay, I got some shit to say about Avengers Doomsday, chat. Y'all know about Doomsday? Hey, look, a lot of you, sometimes you guys will ask me silly questions, right? Like you guys will be like, oh, what if Doomsday underperforms? Oh, what if nobody goes to see it? What if is Marvel cooked because Doomsday no good? If you're one of those people that seriously thinks Doomsday will underperform or Marvel's in trouble because of Doomsday shit, put a 1 into the chat. I just want to know. Okay, I just want to know. Well, guess what? You're wrong. And I've got some shit to say about it. But first, so does David Harbour. Let's look at a couple comments made by David Harbour about this movie. And then I'm going to share with you a stat that's going to blow your mind. I heard you guys like stats. There's somebody in chat that their favorite hero is actually Stat Man. Stat Lord, I think is what he's called. Never heard of this character before, but people like stats, so I got some stats for you. David Harbour calls Avengers Doomsday extraordinary. He says, I was not even convinced when we started, and this movie's going to be really good. They have a special sauce. I don't even really understand, but they, the Russo brothers, just know how to do these things. And I think that as evidenced in Civil War and as evidenced in Infinity War, there's something about the layers in which they put the comedy and the drama and the surprises and the scale and the epicness and all of that stuff. It's incredible. I will say, I've never been on a set like this in my life. I've never seen anything like this. You saw those chairs. God damn it, David. So it's like every one of those guys and girls has a trailer. It's just insane to look around the room and be like, oh my God, I'm in the movie. There's what's his face doing that speech. It's just enormous. Okay. So Harbour talking about this, man, pretty cool. You know, we had these Steve Rogers things where he's out there looking like Steve Rogers again, you know, and a lot of, which by the way, dude, I just want to say as a small side here, people are so fucking mean to Chris Evans, like the Hollywood community, the I don't know, the acting community or whatever, like the Hollywood folks, like the film community, they're so mean. This dude was just on a stage and people were like asking him like, hey, was it too tough to play a failing movie star? Did that hit too close to home? You know what I mean? Like that's what mother, dude, Chris, fuck the film community, bro. Fuck the film community. Come back home to Marvel. Come be Captain America again. We fucking love you and we appreciate your shit. Fuck those people. Come back and you know what you should do? You should be Steve Rogers for another 10 years. Fuck them! Okay, anyway, so that's how I'm feeling about that. Dude, look, there's been a lot of people talking about Doomsday lately. You had Channing Tatum talking about it, talking about the fight, talking about the approach of the Russo brothers. He's really, really excited. A lot of people are really, really excited about this whole thing. And as sort of proof of concept of this I found to be quite interesting here, guys. All 4 Avengers films dominate streaming charts ahead of Avengers Doomsday. What? Over a year and a half remains until Avengers Doomsday enters theaters, and fans are wasting no time revisiting the MCU's previous installments. All 4 Avengers movies have appeared on the Disney Plus streaming charts for September 4th, 2025. What the fuck? Perhaps in preparation, as there have been multiple updates about Doomsday's production, especially the X-Men Fox characters now showing the screen with Earth's Mightiest Heroes. According to Disney Plus's overall top 10 charts, Avengers Endgame landed at 5, followed by Infinity War at 6, Avengers at 7, and Age of Ultron at 8. Bro, what is happening? So that's pretty crazy. This all set during the Infinity Saga, this, that, second, and the third. Now, what's wild about this, okay, is it sort of tracks along with my personal experience as well. And I sort of shared this with you guys recently, but so there've been a lot of leaks and rumors about Endgame, you know, or Doomsday recently. And a lot of them have to do with Steve Rogers. Okay, and I personally went back and rewatched Avengers Endgame. And it blew my mind. And I shared this with you guys. You know, I've made some videos about it. And you look, you know, one of those videos in particular is doing pretty good, you know, up over 100,000, you know, making some waves about Tony. We've had some very successful streams, some very successful other videos out there talking about all of this. And so I think that there's obvious interest there. You know, I've been trying to articulate this point for like a couple of years now, where it's almost like Endgame did its job too good, where all we've really wanted to talk about is what that was teasing out and where that all went. And that's why I think things like Loki and Multiverse of Madness were more successful and more interesting to the fan base, because it was more of pushing that story forward. It's almost like the real focus of the fandom has been on how all of that pays off and what is next for those characters in that story. And all the other stuff has really felt like filler. Like, it really has felt like filler. So this is interesting to me because I think it speaks to where an interest of a lot of other fans are at. And like, I just want you to think about this, okay? Think about the fact that mere rumors and leaks and speculation have literally pushed so far that this franchise that has been outside of the top 10 for so long is now randomly back in the top 10. All of the movies into the top 10. I know that there's been a big fall off, obviously, but you got to look at what that actually means. Like, if this were any other franchise, if this were any other thing, that would be a data point that we'd be like, bro, what the actual fuck is going on? So obviously, there's still a lot of interest in the Avengers, in what is going on with Steve Rogers, in what is going on with Tony Stark. And in that sense, you must admit, it's pretty fucking brilliant to make the next big one really about that. Ultimately, even though it's Doom, it is still Steve and Tony. It is about that relationship. I think it's going to harken back to Endgame a lot. And I think a lot of people are revisiting this stuff within the context of these leaks and rumors and getting excited about what that means. So I just think that it's an interesting story to bring up. And I just think like all of this, like this whole narrative and this whole idea that like, oh man, maybe Doomsday's not going to do well, or like maybe people aren't really interested. You are completely underestimating what those Avengers movies meant to people and how many people saw them. I keep bringing this up because I think it's a valid take. This is the Avatar question. Okay? So Avatar, what, like 9 years after the original? Maybe it was like as many as 14. People were starting to talk shit on the first Avatar movie. People were saying like, it's basically just Fern Gully. It was so derivative. Like, it's so silly. It's actually not that great. And when the sequel was about to come out, dude, so many people were like, is this even the good idea? Dude, who gives a fuck about Avatar? Like, dude, remember it. The pundits, social media, a bunch of these fans, everybody kept saying it, dude. It was a big narrative out there where they're like, oh, bro, the Blue Monkeys, like, dude, who gives a shit? Like, Cameron's going to do this thing. It's not going to work. It's, you know what I mean? And it fucking crushed it, bro. It crushed it. And now the whole franchise is crushing it. And the next one's going to do very big numbers as well. People feel that's going to be a lock for $1 billion later this year. The point is, when you make a movie that makes the cultural impact that Avatar 1 made or that Avengers Endgame made, a follow-up to that is going to get a shit ton of people interested. Period. Right? So I think there's just going to be a lot of interest there. I think it's just going to pop the fuck off, bro. I think it's going to pop off. And I question still how well thought out is this all going to be? How well executed is this going to be? But I think with, a 7-month delay and you just hearing all of this buzz, like people are just blown away at what they are accomplishing here. And if you've been following the leaks and the rumors, it's like, yeah, no, it has to be that big. Like, that's how fucking crazy it is, the story that they were building. So I don't know. To me, all 4 Avengers movies, more than a year and a half away from a film coming out, popping into the top 10 of a streaming service that has, 200 million fucking subscribers or whatever it is. Come on, man. That's crazy. Credit where credit is due. If we saw some shit like this popping up with DC, we would be talking about it. This is ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. And it's not like it's going to be even crazier. I promise you, when we get a little bit closer, some of the news starts to pop off again. It's going to get even crazier, dude. So I don't know. Just wanted to bring it up. And I would love to know what you guys make of this. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think? The trailer and the press tour will get people hyped. Spider-Man has to hit too, though. Yeah, I agree. I think the interest is already there. The narrative has changed compared to what it was, but the interest is there. Like, you can't deny that. Shalami Alina with a $20 holler says, can you do a Green Lantern deep dive for the Lantern show and a Supergirl one for the movie? You haven't done a deep dive in a long time, and it's my favorite part of your channels. Yes, we could do that. We could do that for both of those. I want to wait till we get a little bit closer, though, but yeah. How much do you think Brand New Day will make in the box office? I don't know. I'd say it's 8, 9, maybe more. I think Spider-Man's really popular, man. And I think even if this one, even if the genre is fatigued, even if people are like, I don't know, Spider-Man is big. So I would say 8, 9, maybe more. What's your favorite Avengers film after watching them all countless times? For me, I think it's the first one. I don't know, man. I literally love all of them. Like, I love them. And that includes Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron is fucking incredible. I think a lot of people went way too hard on that movie when it first came out. I think it is incredible. I think it has some old school Avengers stuff that we just don't get basically in the rest of the MCU. It is the most, like, if you read when Tony was doing the Initiative and like a lot of those old school stories, that's the Avengers. So when they're all fighting in the party and all that, that's the Avengers. That shit is like, you just don't even get that in a lot of the other movies. And that's like peak Avengers. So I love all of those movies, dude. And I think Endgame and Age of Ultron both get some shit talking. And I think that's crazy. I think both of those movies are so good, bro. Is it a top 10 ranking that shows the viewership data? I'm not sure what you mean. So technically, unless the studio itself gives out an official number, it's all like estimates, I guess. But if you're talking about like the Nielsen charts, like, yes. So that is an equivalent of millions of minutes watched. Okay. But one of the things that's weird about like Nielsen is technically they don't show you like how many people like fell off of the show. Do they say what minutes watched was? Yeah, I don't understand your question. Minutes watched is like they know a person watched a minute of the content. Does that make sense? Bring back Ultron and Doomsday. I think Ultron is cool, man. I don't know that there's room for him in Doomsday, but then again, I don't really know. And depending on what Secret Wars is, I think Ultron could do something great in there. Ultron is back, by the way, guys. Ultron's going to be in that. It's either the Wonder Man show or the Vision Quest show. Ultron is back. Like, David Spader's back. Vision Quest. Yeah, probably. Man, hopefully that's good. Ugh. Vision. Ugh. Ugh. Nielsen does that one. Do Disney Plus charts list minutes, or is it just ranking? I don't know. I don't think they would release their minutes like that. It's probably just like Amazon, Apple. They don't like give you metrics. They just give you like a top 10 chart. Does that make sense? Could Ralph Boner be retconned back to 1115 Quicksilver? I mean, I think so. I think they're going to probably go with all new people for the X-Men, although Elizabeth Olsen is sticking around, so maybe Infinity War or Endgame. It's tough, man. I love both of them. I don't know that I can pick between them. I will say just that I think Endgame is a lot better than people give it credit for. A lot better, bro. Like, a lot better. All right, so that's the friggin' topics there on the old Avengers Doomsday. Like I've been trying to tell y'all, don't worry about it. Everybody's going to see that shit. Just depends on if it's really good as to whether or not Secret Wars will pop the fuck off. That's the big question.